Hello YouTube, this is my tutorial on how to solve the Megamorphix. So just a quick review of the puzzle since I haven't reviewed it yet. This puzzle is a very fantastic puzzle. It turns very well, it has decent corner cutting, and in general it's a hard puzzle to solve. Well, it wasn't that hard for me, but in general, like, it is compared to a normal 4x4, it is a challenging puzzle, so I would recommend this puzzle. And yeah, the only problem I had with this puzzle was that the stickers were very badly stickered, and that happened with all my puzzles which I ordered from the last batch, and I don't know what the problem is, but yeah, so I would recommend getting a stickerless version. I was contemplating on getting that, but I just thought the colors wouldn't look nice, and honestly, I don't know, the black color is really nice, but the stickers do peel off, and I don't know if you can see, but I might be able to show you an example. So as you can see, this yellow piece is not straight, it's actually starting to peel off, and even these small corner pieces are starting to peel, as you can see for this green one here. So yeah, okay, so I'm assuming for this puzzle that you know how to solve a 4x4 puzzle. So the first thing you'd want to do is to fix the centers. Now the way I do this is start with any color. For the sake of this video, I'm going to start with the yellow-red color. As you can see, there needs to be a yellow piece here, so since this one's here, I can take it up, rotate it 90 degrees and put it back. And with this one, you can do the same. As you can see. And just to check where the colors will be, I use a corner as a reference point. As you can see, this corner is here, which means that the center must be rotated 180 degrees to match, and this means that there would be a yellow-green piece here, and yeah, so this would go here. Now half of this is done. I just need to find the other half, which is this, and I need to match it with a yellow center piece, as you saw. And yeah, as you can see, now the last yellow piece will be here, and this is the yellow blue. As you can see, these two are matched, and I'll match this here and connect it. As you can see, the red green is here, which means that this is supposed to be here, and this one must be matched with a red piece like this. As you see, these are all 4x4 center algorithms, I suppose. It's really intuitive, and you can learn them. Like, if you know a 4x4, you should be able to do this part, and it's not so hard. It's just that the last layer is slightly more complex, as you can see. Now I've done all the individual layers, and I need to complete the last layer. I think I've made a mistake. Oh yeah, this one's supposed to be here, so I need to. Now when you reach the final layer, as you can see, two of them are solved, but these two aren't. And you can have another case, which is like this. And essentially what you do is you do a 2x2 corner swap algorithm to fix this. So you hold it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, as you can see, you've fixed these two. So you do the same thing on these two layers, and 1, 2. Now as you can see, all the centers are done, and you can continue to the edge reducing step. So yeah, for this part you use the same 4x4 algorithm, 4x4 intuitive method, and it's very easy. Like this puzzle, you can do it if you've played with a 4x4 before. And I'm not going to go over the individual steps of reducing the edges because it's very intuitive, very easy. And yeah, you should be able to do it if you've mastered the 4x4. The only thing I think this video will help people with is how to get over the parities which come, which is really interesting. And yeah, these are the last 3 edges, I believe. 1. As you can see, all 3 are reduced and all the edges are reduced. So just the way I solve this, rather than actually so now it's reduced into a master morphix, a 3x3 version of a Megamorphix. And essentially the way I solve this isn't really like a 3x3 supercube, because with the 3x3 supercube, what I do is I first finish one layer, not caring about the other centers. Then I reach the top, and at the end I do some center rotating algorithms in order to fix the centers and orient them. However, in this case, I feel it's much more intuitive if you just start building the puzzle the way it is, without and fixing the centers at the same time. So let's say we start with this this edge, the green-yellow edge. So first you must orient all the centers so that all the colors face each other, like this. As you can see, I'm flipping all the centers so that all the colors match each other. Now that all the colors match each other, you choose a side. In this case, I'm going to pick the green-yellow edge, and as you can see, this is fixed. Now what I want is a yellow edge piece that fits here. As you can see, this is flipped 180 degrees, so this is not the correct piece, and one flipped above, this is also not the correct piece, as it doesn't match perfectly there. So an example of a piece that matches perfectly there is this green piece. As you can see, it's flush with the surface. So I need a yellow piece such that it's flush with the surface like this. So what I do is, I see that this piece is here, I take it up, make it flush with the surface, and put it above where it's supposed to be. Then I take it to the left, rotate the center 180 degrees, put it back in, rotate it back. And now I've done these 2 edges. For the final 2 edges, again, the same strategy can be used. So here I need a yellow piece which is flush with this edge piece, with this center, sorry. I rotate this, I see that this is flush, so I take it out of the range of motion, 180 degrees, put it back, another 180 degrees, and this piece is done. Now for the final green piece, I check if this is flush with the surface. As you can see that it's not, so I'll try to find another green piece. And as you can see here, so this green piece wasn't flush with the surface. Therefore, if I take this and orient it like this, it will not be flush with the surface. So I must take it on the other side, orient it in an opposite way, and put it back. As you can see now, they're opposite, so which means that if I put it back here, it will be flush with the surface, and I can use the same strategy again. Now finally, now that you've done the cross, you can finish the corners. So you find the right corners and you find where they belong. Here, and yeah, this is a very, again, if you've come this far, you should be able to solve this alone. So yeah, And yeah, okay, now you use normal 3x3 algorithms in order to place the other edges in their positions as such. Now finally you've reached the last layer. So the first thing that I do when I reach this layer is that I don't do it the classic way, which is making that shape on top, because I realize that since you have very similar shapes, it becomes very confusing and it's just redundant, and usually I end up wasting my time. So the first thing that I do is I start fixing the edges, and this can be done by simple corner flip algorithms, which should be known if you're attempting this puzzle. And yeah, as you can see, I start by fixing, so I fix those two. I need to corner flip them again. As you can see, now all the corners are in place. So what I do is, as you can see, this edge piece is in place. These three, however, need to be rotated. So I do this algorithm, and it's the same algorithm I used on my 3x3 video, which is, I believe, one of the F2L algorithms, which is to rotate these three centers. So you hold the center that you want to rotate, put it in here. You do this. Then you bring it here, but you flip this 90 degrees, and you do this. As you can see. Now, as you can see, these two are fixed, so is this, and this is the last edge piece which hasn't been fixed. And again, this is just a simple 4x4 parity, which is the edge flip parity. And yeah, this one, again, if you know a 4x4, you should know this parity, so I'm not going to waste time explaining it because it is pretty easy. Well, it's long, but yeah. Now what this has done is, even though it's fixed this, it's flipped that by 180 degrees, which is fine, because the algorithm to fix 180 degree centers is very easy. You just put the center that you want to change on top. You do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 times. Now, as you can see, we've completed everything except we have two parities. So, the first parity is this parity, which is a Megamorphix parity, and you can only get it, which is a Morphix parity. You can get it on all Morphix puzzles, and essentially on a normal 3x3x3, it is possible. So if I could show it now, this is a 4x4. I can't show it very well, but yeah, assume that it's a 3x3, and it will do for our purposes. Okay, so as you can see, on a 4x4 or a 3x3, it is possible to have two edge pieces that are flipped. However, on a Megamorphix, it is possible to have just one edge piece that is flipped. On a normal 3x3 and 4x4, it is impossible to have that. And the reason for that is because the algorithm used to flip the edges orientation is like an even, it works only with even number of flips, and therefore it is impossible to do, have one on its own. However, with a Megamorphix, it is possible to have that, and that is because these pieces have no orientation, which means that it could be the case that this is actually not flipped correctly. This small piece is not flipped correctly. However, we would not know because we can't see how it actually looks. We can't see its actual orientation. Therefore, you use the same exact method you use for the beginner's method to reduce these edges. And it goes like this. So you put the piece that you want to reduce on your left, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you keep doing it until the piece comes back to its position with the correct orientation. So now you see it's come back to the position, but the orientation is still not correct. You use this. You repeat the same moves, And yes, now it's come here with the correct orientation. However, the rest of these pieces are not fixed. To fix that, you bring one of those puzzles which have no orientation and you flip them in order to fix the puzzle, like that. And yeah, now this parity, I think the thing is, I don't have Master Morphix puzzle, and I haven't. Actually, no, yeah, I'm sure, yeah. This only comes with even layered puzzles, and the reason for that is, as you can see, this piece, and this piece are all identical, which means that the reason why this is wrong is because it was misplaced with one of those. So you choose one of them and you try to fix the puzzle. You try to fix the center as it is so that it's flush with the surface. And to do that, you need an algorithm which is a supercube algorithm, and I'll explain it because you might not know it if you've only solved the 4x4. And it goes like this: if you want to bring this piece into here, you go middle slice down 90 degrees, middle slice down again 90 degrees, middle slice up 90 degrees, middle slice up 90 degrees again. And as you can see, it flipped those two and then oriented this by 90 degrees. That's what it did. Okay, now the same thing can be done for this side of the puzzle, and it would just be like this. So you'd put the piece you want this piece to come here, so you'd put them on top of each other. You put 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, the same thing can be done with this puzzle. And so yeah, you want to fix one of these blue pieces. You know that this belongs here in this piece. Therefore, since it's here, you don't want to mess it around. You rotate this by 90 degrees so that it's under where it should be, and you use that same algorithm. As you can see, this is fixed, but these aren't. However, this came here, and now you can put this where it belongs. So this, as you can see, belongs here because yeah, blue and red, and blue and red. So what you do is you flip this by 90 degrees, you put it where it belongs, and you use the same algorithm again. Now, as you can see, you've done half of the puzzle. These two are flush with the surface, and you just need the last two. Now, this is here. This is incorrectly placed. So but you know that it belongs here, since this is the piece where it belongs. So you put it here. You use the same algorithm. And yeah, now you have the final piece, which is there. You put it under it, and you repeat the same algorithm. And as you can see, the parity is solved. And thank you for watching. I'm going to be uploading more videos on other puzzles. I may create a 4x4x4 tutorial. I'm still unsure of that. And yes, but I'm going to upload a video on a 2x4x6 and a 4x4x6 Fisher cube. Thank you for watching and enjoy.